Welcome to Biology Made Easy. In this lesson, we are discussing transpiration, specifically factors affecting transpiration and the implications. Welcome. Well, these plants are growing in their environment and all the aerial parts are continuously losing water vapor, diffusing out, and that is transpiration. So any factor in this environment that will increase the rate at which water vapor moves out of these area parts, the leaves, the stem, the trunks of these trees, affects the rate of transpiration. So what are the factors that will affect the rate of losing water in the form of water vapor? Well, we have external factors: light intensity, temperature, wind speed, humidity, amount of soil water. As you look at these plants in here, losing water continuously as water vapor, that is transpiration. Light intensity, any increases in light intensity will increase temperature and will affect the rate at which water is being lost, that is transpiration. Wind speed, any wind will also affect the rate at which water is being lost from the leaf. Humidity, if this environment is moist, then very little water will be lost from the area parts in the form of water vapor. Then the amount of soil water. So these are the external factors. They are internal factors also that affect the rate of transpiration. And the internal factors are the factors that are inbuilt, the structures of the plant itself. For instance, stomata, whether stomata is on the upper surface of the leaf or the lower surface, the density of stomata, the types of stomata. We'll look at all these in our next lesson. Then cuticle, we'll look at cuticle thickness and waxiness in our next lesson. Leaf size, thickness, numbers, hairiness, these are all factors inbuilt in the plant that affects transpiration. So let us now explain how these factors affect the rate of transpiration. And we will use light intensity or temperature first. If light intensity or temperature increases, so we have this section of leaf, we are using this as an example. If the light intensity increases, it will increase temperature, and so the air around the leaf will dry. And as the air around the leaf dries, increasing temperature and light intensity also heats the leaf, and so water on the surfaces of the cells, the cell walls, also will be evaporating faster into the intercellular spaces. And so there will be more water vapor in the intercellular spaces than outside the leaf. That is a large difference in concentration of water vapor between the internal and the external surfaces of the leaf. And this will create a steep diffusion gradient. It means water vapor will leave faster from the intercellular spaces into the external environment. The steep diffusion gradient will lead to fast rate of diffusion of water vapor out of the leaf, and that is transpiration. Now, in explaining how factors affect transpiration, one will always have to note this point: steep diffusion gradient and then fast rates of diffusion. Good. Now, we want to look at the implication of increasing rates of transpiration. If transpiration rate increases, water vapor diffusing fast from the leaf into the external environment, the cells of the leaf will be losing too much water. They will plasmolyze, and when the cells of the guard cells get plasmolyzed, the stoma will close, and when the stoma closes, photosynthesis will stop because carbon dioxide cannot go in. But more importantly, when the stomata closes, more water cannot be drawn from the xylem of the leaf, that's the vein, and drawn from the root, and so the plants will wilt and the plants can die. Well, we've used light intensity or temperature increases to explain how these factors affect the rate of transpiration. The same explanation and terminologies will be used to explain all these other factors. For instance, wind speed. When wind speed increases, water vapor will be blown away from the surface of the plant. So the difference between the concentration of water vapor inside in the internal environment and the external environment will be big, and so a steep diffusion gradient is formed between the two, and so fast rate of diffusion, and that is transpiration. The same will be used to explain humidity. If humidity decreases in the environment, the air here will dry. Large differences in concentration of water vapor between the internal environment and the external environment, and so steep diffusion gradient between the two, fast rate. Is the same terminologies, is the same explanation for all these. Well, when we look at the adaptations in our next lesson, we'll be able to explain these better and faster. So we meet in our next lesson to look at how the plant is adapted to reduce transpiration. When we'll discuss all these and others, goodbye.